I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I keep thinking about numbers and how smart tarps can help people.
Yeah.
But you talked about all those KPIs, those key performance indicators. We talked about that. How many doors you knock, how many presentations, what's your close rate? That's also a skewed number. My close rate's like 80, whatever it is. We go back to that. All right. So people don't realize this, and shout out to Brad Akers, who really educated me down to the nitty gritty of what most roofing contractors spend to acquire a customer.
Yeah.
So customer acquisition costs.
Yep.
Crazy number. You better know it. And I promise you probably think it's a certain number and it's way higher. I'll just give you rough numbers. It was about $1,500 for me to acquire a customer. That's when I had a marketing agency with ad spend, with the close rate, because those leads are typically worse.
Yeah.
So the close rate's lower.
Yep.
So how do I not spend $1,500 if my average ticket was like $16,000 and I was, after commission and everything, $4,500, $5,000 maybe. And so then I'm spending $1,500. Let's call it $4,500 of gross profit.
Yeah.
But I spent $1,500.
Yeah.
To get that customer and pay commission, all the other things. So I'm making $3,000 gross off of every roof.
Yeah.
And I just bought that liability.
Almost losing money at that point.
Yes. So people don't realize that that's a general thing. Those are general numbers. 16 average ticket size. You better know that. You better know your average contract. You better know your average gross profit margin. You better know your average gross profit dollars as well, so that you can understand your customer acquisition costs.
Yep.
So don't do that. Everyone's always asking for leads. They're always like, how do I get any leads? Who do I pay? Who's the best agency? There is a place to do those things.
I agree.
But what Smart Tarp does is it drastically lowers customer acquisition costs. Because if you're dominating a neighborhood and you've got the yard signs, you've got everything's out there, you got the banners, you've got Smart Tarps, you have QR codes, you have an actual CTA, you have like a call to action with a QR code. You will acquire customers for a fraction of that $1,500, even $1,000. You're gonna be at a couple $100 if your acquisition costs.
If that, I mean, From our perspective, what we see is that literally almost 90% of our customers get a complete re-roof off of their Smart Tarps, typically off the very first residential deployment.
Yep.
And we actually guarantee our customers that if they don't get 100% return on their investment within 5 residential deployments, we'll buy them back. And of the thousands of roofing contractors that we've shipped to in the last 2.5 years, we haven't had to purchase a single setback. And I don't expect that we ever would. There again, and the challenge that you have too, John, is that, how many locations now, have a problem with yard signs, with the HOAs? How many of the HOAs won't let you door knock, right? So we've had people say, oh, the HOA is going to make a phone call because you've got a tarp with a brand on it. It's still a tarp. Okay. It's still part of the roofing process. They're never going to really get you to have to take it down, because it's necessary.
It's a laughable argument because you could just tell the HOA president, hey, so you want these shrubs to get destroyed so that all your neighbors' shrubs are destroyed?
Exactly.
It's the greatest. I love it. I really do love that, because I wasn't a fan of door knocking. We never did door knocking. We did door hangers, and we did do yard signs, but yard signs were getting taken down.
Yeah.
So I love the positioning that you're putting Smart Tarps in, because it's true. It's a needed, necessary part of the roofing process, and it still achieves probably way better, like you said, 300% better results.
Look, our goal, again, we finished this, and I know we're going to be running out of time here, but to me, it kind of goes back to kind of what we were talking about with value exceeding the price, right? Our primary focus with tarps is protection, promotion, lead generation, and profit. If that's what we're doing that's our focus, that's our value proposition. And there are things you can spend more money on. I don't know why you would, but from our perspective, and I think if there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of 5-star reviews that would probably agree with me, that there's for the value, the amount spent, the return on the investment, the ease and of process and setup. It's kind of a no-brainer, for any roofing company that's looking to, establish their brand in a market, protect the customer, promote and generate leads and a greater profit margin. If that's the goal, then that's why we're here.